Hey guys, welcome to my website. If this is your first time here, I'm going to get into the ankle strengthening video very soon, but I just want to give you a bit of a rundown of what you should see on this website. There'll be the ankle mobility video, which you've probably already seen, and then below there is a video about the different types of techniques you can use when mobilizing when you're using implements, so foam rollers, trigger point balls, that sort of thing. So that one's really handy to watch. There's also an ankle mobility test video, which I really recommend that you watch because it's great to see where you started and it's great for measuring your progress. Also, you'll see the link to download the Mountain Proof Ankles PDF. That way you don't have to keep coming back to this website every time you want to train. You can download the PDF to your phone, tablet, wherever. You print it out if you like, and then you've got all that structure and the information there about mobilizing, strengthening, and mountain proofing your ankles. So get into that. Let's start this video. Okay, the first exercise that we're going to go through is a three-way calf raise. Now we've got three different progressions for this. We're going to start on a flat surface, and basically we're going to be coming up onto the balls of our feet, right up onto our toes, and we're going to be doing loads of reps for this one. So we're starting in that neutral position, then we're going to come out into internal rotation, so toes facing inwards, and we're going to do 10 to 30 reps in each position here, coming right up onto the toes. And then the last way we're going to do it is external rotation, so toes facing out, and again 10 to 30 reps, and that's just on a flat surface. Now I want you to finish every single set of these with a 10-second hold. So we're coming right up onto your tippy toes, hold that for 10 seconds in each position. So our second progression is doing this on an elevated surface. So everything's exactly the same, except we're going to cut down the reps a little bit lower. We're just going to stick between 8 and 20 reps for this one. So again, neutral, internal and external, and 5 to 10 second hold after each set of those. And then our third progression for this one, again, we're going to cut down the reps a little because they're getting harder, is a single leg elevated calf raise. So 8 to 12 reps for this one will be fine. Again, neutral, internal, then external, with that 10-second hold after every set. Okay, on to our next exercise. This is the seated toe raise. So we're going to sit in a chair and we're going to be raising our toes, keeping our heels on the floor, but raising our toes for 10 to 30 reps, then finishing with a 10-second hold. So what we're doing here is training the tibialis anterior. It's the muscle on the front of just covering your shin bone. And so 10 to 30 reps, keep them nice and slow and under control in that seated position. Now for our next progression, something a little bit harder, we're going to do this leaning against a wall. And the further you push your feet away from the wall, the harder this will be. So this is a tough progression. We're going to be coming up onto our heels, lifting those toes for 10 to 30 reps, again with a 10-second hold at the end of this little set. Our hardest progression of this one is doing this in a wall sit. So we're going to come down with our right angle in our hips and right angle in our knees, leaning against the wall, pressing your butt and your shoulders back in against the wall, and then pushing your heels into the ground and raising the toes off the floor. And this is a tough progression. We're going to stick to just 10 to 20 reps of this one, again with that 10-second hold at the end of each set. But this one's really tough, both for the quads to stay in that position and then the tib anterior to be able to lift the toe off the floor. That is the wall sit toe raise. Now moving on to the next exercise, this one's a little bit more about endurance. This is a single leg hop, so pretty self-explanatory. We're going to find a nice soft surface like carpet, grass, or just a yoga mat, and we're going to hop up and down. We're going for height on one leg, trying to get as much height as we can. We're really working the bottom of the feet here, the plantar fascia, getting it nice and strong and supple, and we're going to be bouncing for anywhere from 20 to 50 or 60 reps on one leg. And you know, the first few reps are pretty easy, but once you're doing 50 and 60, it's starting to get pretty hard, and you'll really feel those calves burning. And it's a great way to strengthen the ankles and start getting some power from our lower body. Our next exercise, toe squat to Seiza. This one's more about strict ankle strength and balance, and really working all those tiny little bones, muscles and ligaments, everything in the feet. We're going to start standing right up on our toes and with our heels up, and then we're going to slowly come down into this squat position. And then the challenge is to transition into the Seiza, which is this position here with my knees on the ground. And the idea here is that we want to make that transition as slow and as controlled as possible. And this is really challenging both for the knees and for the ankles. But we want to slow down that transition. Just do 5 to 8 reps and just play with this movement. This one is more of a feeling rather than a reps count kind of exercise. So just have a play with it and a little bit of practice, and see if you can slow down that transition, get it really nice and smooth. Our next exercise is a single leg balance. Now this is actually a pretty basic exercise. We're gonna obviously be barefoot in this exercise on a nice flat surface, and we're going to close our eyes and slowly take the other leg off the ground. See how long you can hold that for. This is really good for overall balance, but you'll feel all those little muscles in the feet switching on when you try this exercise. Praying mantis. This is really about teaching you how to guide your knees into external rotation where we're the strongest. So as you can see, my knees are coming in here. That's in internal rotation. Knees really don't like that position, and so we want to stay away from that as much as possible. And we want to push the knees out externally when we do this exercise, and when you squat, and just about every exercise you do, you want to be pushing your knee out over your second and third toe. So what we're going to do here is train that movement pattern. We're going to groove it over and over again by pushing the knee out laterally in that external position, and we're going to do that on one leg. So this is about both building ankle mobility but also strength, because we're on one leg and we're using our balance. It's about stability in the knee. This is just a great exercise to play with. And yeah, 5 to 8 reps, nice and slow, under control, and just pushing the limits on where your ankle can move, how far you can get into dorsiflexion, and then coming straight back up into a standing position, nice and slow and under control. Okay, your challenge for this video is to get 99 calf raises using that 3-weight calf raise technique. So you're going to go 33 neutral, then 33 toes pointing in, and then 33 toes pointing out. But I'm warning you, if you try this today, you probably won't be able to walk for a few days. So this is definitely something that you could build up to. And the more work that it requires to achieve something, the more you'll appreciate it. So don't try and do it today. Do it after 3 weeks of trying this routine 3 times a week.